As I stand here listening to people I've known my whole life congratulate me on the wedding, I feel empty. They are saying the same thing over and over again.
Congratulations, you two. You must be so happy. I can't believe this day is finally here.
I should be feeling overjoyed and happy, yet all I feel is emptiness. I should be standing here at the rehearsal dinner with my fiancé, Jason, showing the real priceless fairy tale ending. But not every ending's a fairy tale. I've practically been engaged since I was 7. I grew up in a wealthy family, highly privileged. My mother is a judge and my father is a brain surgeon. I've never had to work a day in my life. That said, I never get to do what I want. I never get to break the rules, and most importantly, I can't live my own life. Like I said, I've practically been engaged since I was 7, and it's not my choice. I met my fiancé Jason when we were kids. We were best friends. It stayed the way through grade school and middle school, but it all changed when we got to high school. Maybe it was because he grew biceps and developed a six-pack and I could rock a cheerleader skirt. All of our classmates, friends, and even teachers assumed we would be together. They voted us most likely to get married after high school. He was the captain of the lacrosse team, and I was the most popular debutante in our high school. As cliche as it sounds, we did what was expected. Don't get me wrong, I love Jason, I do. But yet, the longer it went on, the more trapped I felt. Every time paparazzi would bring our relationship or how our relationship affected our families in the tabloids or at red carpet events, I would just feel like I couldn't breathe from the inside out. I felt as if the air was trying to escape my lungs but couldn't. I felt as if I was turning into a pretentious, high-profiled, rich white girl who only cared about attending parties at her friends' pet house when their parents were out of town and making sure I looked perfect at every movie premiere and charity ball I attended. I wanted nothing more than to scream and run away. But I couldn't. I couldn't because I knew that if my family knew the truth about me, they would turn on me in an instant. It's not too late, to back out, to say no. You know I can't do that. Jason loves me. Plus, we've known this day was going to happen for a long time, and there's no reason it shouldn't.
No reason? How about the reason that it's not what you want? That you're unhappy? If those aren't reasons enough for you, how about one very specific reason named Will?
Shh! Are you crazy bringing him up here? Jason could hear you. Look, what happened with Will was a dumb decision, and no one ever needs to know, especially Jason.
Well, I brought it up because look who just walked through the door.
I was on a trip to Fiji, but if you ask my parents or anyone for that matter, I was on a girls' trip. I needed to get away from planning the wedding and my family. I really needed to figure out what I was going to do with my life. And that's when I saw Will. I hadn't seen him since a party a few years back. I wish I could say our meeting was a complicated story, but it's not. Boy and girl meet up, boy and girl get drunk, girl sleeps with boy. I wish I could say I didn't want it to happen, but I can't. It happened again and again, and so much so that that trip got extended by weeks. I don't know why, but for some reason, it felt great with Will. With Will, I didn't feel any pressure. I could just let loose and be free and have fun. There was no judgments, no criticism. It was just different. I was being able to be free and make my own choices, no matter how dumb or stupid they were. Suddenly I see Will. It is as if all the air has left my lungs when I hear his voice.
Hey, Jason. What's up, little bro?
Without even taking a second of letting him enter the doorway, I push him through 2 rooms to make sure no one sees or hears us. I pull him into the ladies' rooms with all of my strength. What the hell are you doing here?
I can't let you marry my brother. 6 months ago, we were in Fuji together and never left the hotel. Maybe it's simply the fact that I'm in love with you.
He said it so casually. as if the words mean nothing and yet they mean everything. I am trying to come up with a response, but I'm losing my thoughts as he gets closer and closer until he finally pulls me in and kisses me. I forget about everything else around me. I forget that my fiancé is 2 rooms away and could walk in at any minute. I forget that if someone sees us, my whole world could fall apart. No! This is wrong. This can't happen anymore. I'm marrying your brother.
Can you look me in the eyes and tell me you feel nothing for me? How those months, weekends, nights we spent together mean nothing to you?
You know I can't. But this, us, what we are doing is wrong. I love you and I probably always will. But I have to do what is expected of me. Our families have been expecting this for years.
So, what do we do?
I don't know. But we'll figure it out. I take my hands. I fold them together. I wipe my tears. And I take a breath. I put a smile on my face and I walk back to the ballroom to stand with my soon-to-be husband. I try to bury the thought of Will so far down, hoping that it might just disappear forever. The next day, I stand looking in the mirror in full hair and makeup, wearing the most beautiful wedding dress I could dream of. Yet all I could think about was a memory my mother was telling me about Jason when we would play wedding together as kids.
You two were so cute. You were always playing wedding together. It was that day that I knew you and Jason were meant to be together. In fact, he's the one that gave this to me. He told me that himself. He came to me that day and gave me this veil. Please give this to Emma on our wedding day. I laughed at him at the time because you were so young. Yet here we are. Even then, after you ran away screaming and crying, petrified that he'd try to kiss you, he knew he was going to marry you.
I thought to myself, man, he knew when we were 8 that I was the one for him. He knew even before everything changed in high school that we were going to be together. She is right. Jason does love me, and I do love him. I guess it's taken me this long to realize it because of everything we've been through. But I do love him. For the first time in a long time, no one is deciding this for me. I am making the choice, and I have to say I'm happy. The music starts playing, and I see the doors open wide. It seems as though half of Manhattan has come to my wedding. As I take a deep breath in, and my first step down the aisle, I look up and I see Jason. There he is, waiting for me. I know now in my heart that he is the one for me. With all that has happened, Jason will be my husband, and I'm okay with it. As I join hands with Jason, I am shaking, but a good shaking. The priest is talking, but I can't hear him. I just look into Jason's eyes and think I can't wait for our life together. In a flash, my whole world was obliterated. Jason looks at me in total confusion. He's searching my eyes for answers. He looks back and forth between Will and me at a loss for words. I could bear the thought of my family hating me. I could bear the thought of my friends or my colleagues hating me. But the thought of Jason hating me? That's unbearable. My eyes start to crystal over with tears, but I know it isn't right for me to be the one crying. Suddenly, I feel Jason's hands letting go of mine. I try to form words to speak, but I can't find them. I can't speak or move because deep down, I know nothing I say or do in this moment will make up for what just happened.